this moment will end. It's only temporary. And I can choose to approach this moment with a sense of calm and clarity. Hi, and welcome to Sense of Synergy channel. I'm Carolina, and I'm a hypnopsychotherapist, mindfulness teacher, and I have almost 10 years of working experience in the mental health sector. Over the years, I've supported countless individuals towards better mental health and well-being. And today, I'm bringing those insights and tools with me to this channel. So if you're interested in topics like personal growth and development, make sure you stick around with me. In this series, I'll walk you through 9 mindfulness attitudes. Mindfulness attitudes are more than just ideas. They're guiding principles and ways of approaching and relating to yourself, others, your experiences, and the world around you. Today, we're talking about another mindfulness attitude, and that's trust. Trust in the context of mindfulness is about that inner sense of peace, inner knowing, or that belief that no matter what happens, even if it's stressful, challenging, or unexpected, you will be able to handle it. You'll be able to navigate it. You'll get through it. Think about how much of our days gets eaten up by stress. It could be deadlines at work, it could be the pressure of holiday shopping, or a moment of conflict with a loved one, or even when the dinner doesn't come out the way we hoped for. In those moments, we can really experience those situations quite intensely, and they can feel so big and so heavy. And these kind of stresses can really take up quite a lot of space in our minds because we're ruminating and thinking about those situations and analyzing. They also drain our energy when we're doing that. And they can even steal our sleep. And over the years, they can even impact our health. But imagine approaching these moments with a different mindset. And instead of getting absorbed by the anxiety, stress, frustration, panic, imagine being able to take a pause and say, okay, this is stressful. It's not what I wanted or not what I expected. But in the bigger picture of my life, this moment really isn't that significant or threatening. I can handle this. This moment will end. It's only temporary. And I can choose to approach this moment with a sense of calm and clarity because I've got everything in me to navigate this situation. And here's an interesting question to ask ourselves. Do I trust myself? Some people call it gut feeling, others call it intuition. But when you get that inner nudge, that inner niggle about something, do you listen to it? Or do you ignore it only to look back and think, I knew it? Sadly, many of us know what it's like to struggle to trust other people. But we talk far less about the struggle of trusting ourselves, our emotions, instincts, our inner signals. And this is where mindfulness comes in, because it invites us to turn some of that trust inwards. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to approach every emotion as the ultimate and absolute truth or follow every feeling with an action or a behavior. It's not about making impulsive decisions or action. It's about learning how to listen more closely to our internal experience, our thoughts, our emotions, our body sensations, and having that willingness to learn from them or to understand them without judgment, but also without instantly acting on those things. Because more often than not, when we're feeling something so strongly, emotionally or in our body, there's a message behind that. because your mind and body are trying to communicate things to you. When you practice noticing those gentle inner signals coming from within, you reconnect with that inner sense of, I've got this. You reconnect with that grounded, calm, and wise part of you that's always there, always accessible to you, even in the midst of chaos and noise of your everyday life. And by using mindfulness and applying this trust attitude, you can learn to approach those everyday moments, everyday challenges, and stresses with more clarity and calm instead of panic and overwhelm. So, here are your 3 practical ways to cultivate more trust in your everyday life. Number 1, improve your emotional awareness. It probably won't surprise you that one of the most important and powerful ways of cultivating self-trust is to start tuning into your emotions and your body. So start noticing the moments when you experience intense emotions, when you start feeling uncomfortable with them, or when you notice yourself slipping into those coping strategies like distraction, for example, doom scrolling on social media or binge watching, or even things like trying to think yourself out of the feeling you're having. In those moments, intentionally put everything to the stop whatever you're doing, and take a pause to reflect on these questions. What emotion am I feeling right now? For example, anger or sadness. Where do I feel this emotion in my physical body? It could be in your chest, in your neck, shoulders. What message might this emotion be trying to tell me? Maybe it's that you felt disrespected, or that a boundary's been crossed. Or maybe that you feel a sense of loss of control or helplessness. How is this making me want to react? For instance, to argue, to shout, or maybe to cry or withdraw from other people. And finally, what do I choose to do with this emotion? How do I choose to respond to it? And it could be to move my body, to take a few deep breaths, to release that tension. Or it could be simply just to be and allow that emotion to pass, not rushing it, just acknowledging it without acting on it. And remember, every emotion is a message, and learning how to read them is a key step towards self-trust. Number 2, pick your grounding reminder. This is another one for those stressful and emotional moments. First of all, do a bit of a check-in and see if you can actually spot yourself and notice yourself when that level of stress and emotions is rising, not after the fact. And this is really important because most often than not, we reflect and look back at situations after they've already happened and we go, oh, I probably shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that, or I could have been more grounded and calm in that moment. But the practice of noticing and catching ourselves in the moment gives us that opportunity to choose differently, and not have these regrets afterwards. And when you catch yourself in that moment, offer yourself some reassurance and resilience through those affirmations and reminders. And you can have these things on your phone as a picture somewhere written down so you can have them visually, or just as a mantra, as something that you just say to yourself in your mind, just a bit of a reminder. And here's a few examples, so feel free to pick the ones that feel the most natural to you. I trust myself to face this. I am able to navigate this. I have all the tools and resources to deal with this situation. This moment will pass, it's only temporary. I've gotten through challenges before and I've grown from them. I can approach the situation with a sense of inner peace and resilience. I can tap into that grounded, calm, and wise part of me that's always there inside me. Number 3, explore your boundaries in relationships. And we couldn't leave this topic about self-trust without talking about boundaries. And if you're the kind of person who doesn't say no or feel guilty when you do, or you people please and try to appease and satisfy everyone around you, self-sacrifice, or you just don't even look at your own needs and wants, this one's for you. And when these patterns are deeply embedded in us, it can feel almost impossible to know where to start. Because when you ask yourself, what do I actually want? What do I need? You may not even be able to answer it, because if you spend most of your life thinking about what the others want, what the others need, what's expected from me, you really dissociate and disconnect from that inner sense of self. And sometimes in more extreme situations, this can lead to us being stuck in unhealthy or even dysfunctional relationships. The truth is, our boundaries show up in our emotions and body sensations. But most of the time, we either ignore them or we're simply disconnected from them. But this internal compass is always there inside of us. And we can learn how to tune in and to listen to it more. And this activity isn't a one-off kind of activity. It's more of an invitation to observe yourself and notice these things. So next time you have an interaction with someone that just felt a little off, but you don't quite know why and what happened and how you're even feeling about it, just take an intentional pause, maybe even do some journaling, some writing about this, and if not, just simply reflect in your mind and ask yourself these questions. What am I feeling in this moment? Is there an emotion present or a mixture of emotions? And where do I feel it in my body? Do I feel depleted or drained after this interaction? Do I feel unheard, unseen, or unimportant in some way? Do I feel disrespected or that my needs weren't acknowledged in that interaction? What specifically felt not okay about what they said or what they did? Was a boundary crossed? And if so, what kind of boundary? And finally, how will I recognize next time when this boundary is crossed? And how would I respond to it? By reflecting like this, you're honoring and giving space to those emotions or to that boundary that's been crossed in a conversation or interaction. You're rebuilding that connection with that inner compass that will signal and tell you when things are not okay with you in a relationship. If you're interested in finding new ways to improve your health and well-being, you can get access to my free webinar, You Are How You Breathe, which talks everything about breath work and breathing techniques. All you need to do to get access to this webinar is go to my website, www.senseofsynergy.com, leave your email address there, and I'll send a link to your inbox. I'm super curious to hear what you guys think about today's mindfulness attitude. And let me know in the comments down below, how are you planning to use it in your everyday life? If you've enjoyed today's video, give it a thumbs up or even send it to someone who you think needs a little mindfulness today. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos like this. Thank you so much for watching and for being here. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.